three-game stretch. Talk about what the key was tonight, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, bottom line is, we did go through a tough three-game stretch, and our kids just played well. I mean, we got ahead at halftime, playing really well on offense in the first half. Defense made adjustments, played well after the first drive. Go in, and I think the fact that we got ahead, and we've been ahead a lot at halftime, and the other team would fold, and this team didn't fold. They came back out and got rolling on offense, and just played much better second half. I thought they played better on defense. They seemed like they were playing harder second half. And that's my hats off to the Georgia State team for coming back and making a real good game out of it.
Questions?
Joey, can you talk about, I know a lot of the time since you started the program, a lot of the wins have been, one-sided type of games, but the last 2 weeks, you've had to win really close games. What has that meant?
Well, it's meant a lot. I think it reveals the character of the team. I think that our team, I don't think people realize how hard we work and how much demands we put on our players, how much pressure we put on them in practice. And because if they practice hard, they're going to play hard. They're going to be able to react in games like this and not panic. And I think they did that tonight. So my hat's off to my coaching staff, doing a great job preparing these guys for this team. I thought their team did the same thing. It was just one of those deals that we had the ball last, grinded out, and ran the football well that last series, and didn't give them the ball back. And so they just got rolling offensively second half, and kind of one of those deals you just almost couldn't stop it. And I thought the quarterback had a great night tonight.
Can you talk a little bit more about why you feel your offense stalled in the second half, those left half?
Well, we got down the red zone and then they had to kick 3 field goals, I guess it was. But offensively we played great the first half. I'm talking about as good as you can play probably the first half. Second half, we drove it down there. Had to kick some field goals, and I got conservative down there one time. I should have gone for it. I wanted to get us up by 2 scores when I kicked that field goal, put us up by 12. Because I didn't want them to have a chance to have a touchdown on the field goal and go out. I wanted them to score 2 touchdowns. But again, some of it was, they bowed up too. And so I was real proud of the win. Offense scored 39 points. So I was awful proud of what they did tonight.
Coach, is special teams effort, scheme, personnel, and if so, what's going on special team wise?
Well, it's just it's hard to say. We kick every day. We kick field goals every day. We kick extra points every day. We work on it. We put pressure on them. We let them kick as many as we can. We've got to get better there. For some reason, we're struggling in that area. And I don't know. We got to go back and fix it. It's one of those deals that that's not championship football. Right there. And we're not going to win a lot of great games by not having a great kicking game. It's not the kicking game per se. It's just some little things happening, and we got to fix it. It's just one of those deals. We went back early in the year, had some problems, fixed it. I thought we did well mid-season. Now we've kind of gotten back into that deal again. We got to fix that.
Coach, looking back at the 3-game stretch, the toughest 3-game stretch in this young history, ultimately, I know it's a little soon, the game just ended, but looking back, did you guys accomplish what you wanted to? Did you learn as much as you hoped to about the team?
There's no doubt about it. You look back at the beginning of the season, we knew that we had nickels early in the year. We knew this 3-game stretch was going to be very tough. I tell you, it takes something out of a team when you travel 2 weekends, when you're spending 28 hours in a bus or a plane. And it took us about maybe Wednesday before our kids' legs came back. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that we were tired this week, and because of that, we had to back off in practice, and I thought it may have hurt us just a little bit in the game. So I've learned a hard lesson about don't take 2 trips in a row where you're spending 28 hours in a bus or a plane, and cause it's tough. It's tough on these kids. We get up early in the morning and practicing every day, and they were a little worn out. But I thought we came out and played hard and did the best we could, but it's maybe not quite as sharp as we normally are.
Can you talk about that last offensive possession where you're not necessarily trying to be explosive, but just that ability to grind it out and run the clock out?
Yeah, first of all, Kendall Houston ran the ball extremely well. He puts 2 hands on the ball. He hadn't fumbled the ball this year. Very powerful. And our offensive line did a great job that last year. They stopped us and make us punt. Their offense has been rolling. I was real worried that if they got the ball back, that, just because that quarterback just had a hot hand. And so I didn't want to give them the ball back. Our offense did a great job of, running the clock out.
Were you confident you could go just 2 tight ends there in the eye and grind it out?
Yes, it was the best thing we could do, keep them blitzing off the edges. And I thought our offensive line did a heck of a job blocking the edge. We ran the ball up the middle, and without that, like I said before, it could have been a very negative thing because they were rolling offensively.
Not only has Ken Houston played well this week, but since Brandon Ross went down, the load has kind of been in his hands. Tell me more about how he stepped up and filled that void.
Well, I love him. He's one of those guys that he doesn't say a lot, but when you put the ball in his hands, something good's going to happen. I think the offensive line has a great confidence in him. I think it's just get on people. He's going to find a crack and run through it, and he's just done a great job. He runs with power and makes people miss. He got hit I don't know how many times tonight on line of scrimmage, spun out of it and ran for 10 more yards. When they had to stop on the line of scrimmage, he's got great power for a guy that weighs 205 pounds and just great quickness. And so he's done a heck of a job coming in there for Brandon.
Has he exceeded your expectations?
Probably so, because we didn't know for sure. We knew he was a really good back, obviously, until you carry the ball 15, 20 times a game. You don't really find out about a person. And, he's better than I thought he was going to be. He's very powerful, and when we get in the fourth quarter, he's even better.
Joey, what was it like, going up against Coach Bill Curry, seeing him back on the sidelines after all the years he was away from the game, kind of what he's meant to college football?
I think he's, first of all, he's a first-class person, and he's just, I hadn't heard many people say anything bad about Coach Curry. And he's a heck of a ball coach, and talked to him before the game. I've got a lot of respect for him and what he stands for in football. I mean, wins and losses are one thing, but the character of a man to me is what's most important, and he's A+ on that, and one heck of a football coach. Those guys could have laid down tonight, and you can tell when you got good coaching when they didn't quit.
Did you feel like this was sort of a rivalry game, maybe the first one you've had, because you guys have kind of been compared to them with starting a program similar time frame?
Yeah, I think so. They're closer. We're playing Davis from California and Lamar from Texas. It's kind of hard to find that rivalry factor. They're very good teams. This team, being close by, we got some Georgia players. They've got some Alabama players. Some crossover there, so it's somewhat of a rivalry, and look forward to going to Atlanta next year and playing a good ball game up there.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.